Welcome back to Shill Central, lads and ladies. It should come as no surprise to you all that I'm featuring a premium vehicle in this video because, well, I love my premium vehicles. So here we are in the T20 American medium tank, and it is really a joy to play. I've had a lot of fun matches in the T20. I'm sure it's shown up in some other videos before, but there were recently some changes made. I think this is actually a 5.3 battle rating vehicle now, but that really is not a problem at all. On the snow, it doesn't have the best mobility. It seems to move a little bit better in the, well, on more solid terrain, but the relatively thin tracks, I suppose, give it a little bit less grip than what you're looking for on this frigid terrain, and that's honestly one of the things that makes War Thunder one of those interesting games to play. A tank's character can change a little bit with a nice rocking shot there to get the gun down on that PT as he is now taken down. We bounce our first shot of the match. Hard to see what targeted us there through the smoke of our burning enemy. By the way, smoke and cloud effects are looking better in the game. Could we have sexy clouds one day? We'll just have to see. Binocular shot over the hill takes down the cannon breech of the Soviet behemoth, giving me something of a chance to make a difference. And sorry about the audio, by the way. I was listening to Captain Toastman, who does some really entertaining and quality sim piloting. So if you're interested in sim, he has lots and lots of videos on sim aircraft. He has spent a little bit of time in tanks, but he really is an aircraft man himself. Rising the hill, an ally vehicle, so we hold our fire appropriately. I do remember the days when friendly fire was a thing among ground forces in Tank RB, and I definitely have some regrets from those days where I didn't notice a name tag, or my monitor settings were just not quite up to snuff for determining who was friend and foe in a given match, and it's definitely helpful to have team damage turned off among ground forces in Tank RB. As for sim, to mention Toastman, it definitely makes sense to keep those on. And now the only time I kill a teammate is when I accidentally drop a bomb on them, which does happen every now and then. So far the T20 hasn't really had a chance to show its stuff, but you'll notice that we took fire from one direction and we decided to do a quick flank and pull around to the side of the enemy. One of my mottos that I've come to live by in the game is never give the enemy a straight shot at you if you can help it. Another thing I like to go by is only let one enemy at a time target you, and of course even then it's better if no one's looking at you at all. So we'll try and make that happen in this match. No guarantees, but I will let you know that we do pretty well here. And I don't really think that I'm the most skilled player, but well, anytime I get more than a few kills with one vehicle, I feel a sense of accomplishment. So you get to share that with me today. Speaking of, how are you guys doing? I really do love connecting with you guys as we connect with that Soviet potato truck. No potatoes for the children. It will be cold winter in where are we? This place today. That's right, you come here for the top quality jokes. It's kind of late right now. I'm just about to head to bed, so sorry if I'm a little bit addle-brained today. It's been a big day. I taught some martial arts, and then I taught a class. I am a youth pastor for, what is it, like 11 to 13-year-olds, great group of kids, as we get a nice one-shot kill with our second shot on that KV-1, but right through the frontal plate. You see that against these vehicles, the T-20 really has no problems. You do have to pick your shots in some circumstances, as I think our first shot glanced off the turret of that KV, if I'm not mistaken, and it is easy for me to be so. As you see here, we decided to shoot a dead tank just because. You'll double tap even if it looks like an ally. Everybody has a Sherman these days, so you can never be too sure. Now an enemy on the move as we get a nice shot into his turret. Looks like he's not going to get a chance to bias us. As the AA opens up, those 23s are not going to have the punch through that they need to get through T-20. This medium tank does have a pretty reliable armor profile. Not the thickest armor, it's definitely still a medium tank, but no serious weak spots in the front for things like AA to punch through. So that is always nice. Again, the T-20 really is one of those balanced medium tanks with an above average gun for its battle rating. It's starting to feel a bit average, but the performance really is fantastic. It can punch through most of the things that it can face without having to aim for small weak spots, and once it does punch through, that American 75 has plenty of post-penetration effect, so very good. Fantastic reverse speed on the T-20 for a medium tank, and again, the mobility in general is not bad. Plenty of gun depression and really good turret armor for its battle rating means that the T-20 is a fairly reliable tank. And once you get a feel for it, you're well on your way to getting a feel for other American mediums, as a lot of them use the 75 at this tier, and that will definitely serve you, although you'll probably miss the low profile and reliable armor of the T-20 once you start playing other vehicles. So if you're looking for, I think this is a rank 3 premium tank. I definitely have had a lot of fun with this one. Your mileage may vary, but I suspect that it is a reliable tank, a lot like the KV-1B 756R in the form of a heavy tank for the German tree. That's another tank at about this battle rating that I've had lots and lots of fun in. I certainly remember the days, as it was one of my first premium purchases, where I was not quite so skilled in the tank, and yet even then, with its good gun, you can make things happen. Oh, sorry for the yawn. I hope you guys aren't as tired as I am. I'm just about to head to bed. But we've had a great match in the T-20 so far, showing off some decent tactics as well. We tended to put ourselves in a position of advantage, and when the enemy did get a shot on us, our armor came through for us. So that just goes to show what a good tank this is for someone that has a little bit of a mind for tactics and is willing to learn from their mistakes. Generally, medium tanks tend to pay off for people that use good strategy at this battle rating, and I think this match has been a good example of that. Often getting side shots on enemies and putting yourself in a position for success is the way to win in a light or medium tank, and the great one-shot capability of tanks like the T-20 or anything with the American Long 75 really helps this tank to do its job, and its job is to get those kills. So that's just about it for this match. We had a great time. We did well. We haven't died yet, so that was a lot of fun. Generally, I don't start the match in a medium tank anymore these days, as my goal is usually to get into the air. I'm just really interested in CAS, and a lot of aircraft can perform reliably in Tank RB, and you don't have to wait for, well, a lot of the things that you wait for in air realistic matches. In fact, I was just talking with Puma about flying aircraft in Tank RB. I've been on something of a CAS streak myself. There you can see the rewards for that battle. That definitely turned out nicely for us. And when it comes to flying aircraft in Tank RB, it can be a lot of fun, but it's always a downer when you try and get into an aircraft and you don't succeed. When you try your best but you don't succeed. When you get killed in your KV-1B finish variant. Sorry, but I know how much of a downer it can be when you do your best and that match you just get rocked before you can get enough spawn points to get into an aircraft. And the best thing for me has been just to realize that, well, these things happen, and if you made a tactical error, then there's definitely a chance for you to learn, and I love not missing a chance to learn. Speaking of, here we're learning a new aircraft, the LA-5, this being the FN model, the captured one, and with two Shvak, I think they're called Shvaks, 20mm cannons in the nose. It mounted above the engine. It definitely has the ability to get those kills. As you see there, that is going to be a kill, and we pump a few more into him just for the fun. It's fairly rare that, what is that, a Beaufort, I think? Or a Beaufighter? Not quite sure. It's very rare that those wooden planes put out an engine fire, especially since a lot of people don't know that if you put your throttle down to 0 and shut off your engine, it can often help you to put out those engine fires, but we're far too busy to worry about that as we are engaging our second and our third target at this time. So while we're here dogfighting, let's talk about the LA-5. I definitely enjoy my cross-tree premiums, or cross-nation premiums, captured vehicles, if you will, because it allows you to play a vehicle that could be familiar from a given nation's regular tech tree, but in an environment that is quite different, as especially at this tier, German teams play a lot differently than Soviet or American teams, not to mention the other nations, and it really is fun for me to play these regular vehicles with a nice premium reward in a different environment. And often these cross-tree premiums are what get me interested in the regular tech tree variants of a given nation, and that is exactly the case with the LA-5. I haven't flown this plane before. I did fly the, again, I have sort of a problem. I have flown a lot in the Soviet LA-7, but that was in the premium variant, and I had some very good times with that, and I am pleased to say that the LA-5 handles in a similar way. It turns a bit better than most boom and zoomers, it zooms a bit better than most turn fighters, but is sort of a Mario, a jack of all trades, an ace of maybe only one, but we'll get into that later. And generally it's one of those aircraft that if you play it just right, it can do very well, especially in Tank RB, where people don't have time to climb and build that huge energy advantage over you. You can make advantage of the LA-5's excellent performance and power at low altitude. And in this cold environment, so much the better, as engine performance is just buffed across the board, giving you that much more significant of an advantage. As we take down, what is this, our third kill? things are going to slow down just a bit for us, so I can talk a bit about things like the 20 mils in the nose of this plane. They have just enough armor penetration value to punch through top armor of most tanks at close range, so if you're about 500 meters or less from your target and in a straight down dive, you can often punch through top armor to surprising degrees. I've even punched through the cupola of the T-34 a few times, which was quite the surprise, even if I say so myself. And speaking of, we're going to surprise this poor fella as we zoom up from below. We get a critical hit. That is that going to turn into a kill assist? Yes, I believe it will. As we head back to base, our ammo being low, there we go, getting the kill assist. Now we're on our way back from having landed, and we shred that poor Soviet frontline bomber for our 4th kill. 1 assist, 4 kills in the air, not bad at all, especially for Tank RB, where targets are limited. It really did feel good to clear those skies, and I had some great allies flying with me in this one. I definitely want to mention that. They were helping us clear the skies of allied fighters, and they did a really good job. I had a lot of fun playing this match now that I think about it. And the LA-5, with its nice performance, matched up with teammates that know how to shoot somebody off your tail, well, you just couldn't ask for much more, could you? I've started playing with the throttle and flaps a bit more, just to get myself to the next level when it comes to using a fighter, but you see, we're almost stalling here. We're running low on energy. I don't think I performed the best here in this fight, but, well, when you're against those maneuverable planes, low on energy, there's really only so much you can do. So we're not going to survive this encounter, but actually, our pilot is going to be okay. We managed to put her down before the enemy puts us down, and we slide safely on the ice. Now, our pilot, Toshio Jr., is going to continue his career, no longer as a pilot, but as an ice fisherman. Anyway, I'm sure you'll see more of the LA-5 FN on my channel. It really is a fun cross-tree premium, and I know that some people don't like to see those, but I always like to see vehicles in a different environment just from a gameplay perspective. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, by the way, before I go, AmFam, Amazing Friends and Mentors Squadron, is accepting new members. So you only need to play a few battles in arcade and realistic to qualify. So go ahead and play a few battles if you've just started the game. And if you have just started, welcome to my channel. Look at that. It really is nice to meet you. So go ahead and apply for AmFam if you want to. Our goal is to be the nicest, and by that I mean kind, War Thunder Squadron. So that's our goal. Hopefully you'll find lots of friendly people here. I would just be so happy if that's the case. And if you're looking to connect with myself or any of the other lovely people in this little community, the Discord is the best place. I've put a link for you down there, and you are definitely welcome to come engage with us or lurk on the channels there, as long as you're going to have a reasonably good attitude. And it's okay to have a bad day too. Anyway, guys, I really will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.